So today we are going to show you our simulation project. For our project, we would like to use Football Manager 2019. For the uninitiated, Football Manager 2019 is a software where it simulates football matches based on real life results. Now for this simulation, we are going to use the English Premier League as our benchmark to test on the scenario where we could simulate based on last season's result. Based on last season's result, as we may know, Manchester City won the league by 1 point versus Liverpool only on 97 points, followed by Chelsea, Tottenham and Arsenal. The bottom three should be Cardiff City, Fulham and Huddersfield. As we may know, right now we're trying to emulate the results based on this current result. The reason why we are using Football Manager as our platform to simulate is because Football Manager uses almost like real life stats and attributes that simulates real life football. For example, we could go to Manchester City and we could find their best player, that should be Kevin De Bruyne. We could see here that it says that Kevin De Bruyne has a passing range of 19 out of 20, has first touch of 18 out of 20, and technique wise he is good. Another example as well, we could see, for example, last season the relegated teams were being Cardiff City, Fulham and Huddersfield. Now if we take Huddersfield for example, we could choose their best player, Steve Mounier. His stat is not up to par with the player that we compared just now, which has passing of 9 up to 15 and possibly technique 11 up to 18. Now from what can we observe, compared to De Bruyne's stats just now, we could totally see that the difference in quality of these two players are really different. This one being really average and Kevin De Bruyne on the right being a high quality footballer. Now right now we are going to simulate this league so that it looks like this table. We're going to inform to you guys that this league would be played up to 38 matches. It will be simulated throughout the season, meaning it will be played up until from June 25th 2018 up until June 1st 2019. So for this one we are going to let it simulate first. Now we have finished our simulation. Let's see how the league fares. Let's go to the English Premier League. So we see from this table, we could already see the results are a bit different, but the standings on top are almost the same to the ones that we were targeting. As you can see over here, you could see that Liverpool won the league by 93 points, scoring 81 goals, conceding 22, and only lost 3 matches on the run. From Manchester City, they finished second with 84 points, scoring 85 goals, conceding 36, while losing 4 matches. Now at the bottom 3, it's quite interesting compared to the real table. As you can see from here, the real table says that the relegated sides being Cardiff City, Fulham and Huddersfield. But in this game, it shows that the relegated sides is Southampton, Huddersfield and Cardiff City. Fulham has saved from relegation. Now let us see from the stats that has been accumulated throughout this simulation. In this simulation, it says that Manchester City has scored the most amount of goals, being 85 out of 38 matches. Now we compare it to this one. Manchester City scored the most goals with 95. The second one being Liverpool with 81 goals, while in the real life it shows that Liverpool scored 89 goals, conceding only 22, whilst Man City conceding only 23. Now in the video game it shows that Manchester City conceded 36 goals while Liverpool conceded 22. If you look back, it is almost similar to what Liverpool conceded. From this simulation, we can see that the table almost simulated on what real life football results was. The top 4 accumulated by Manchester City, Liverpool, Chelsea and Tottenham, followed by Arsenal and Man United and Wolves. In this league, in this simulated league, we see that Liverpool finished top, followed by Manchester City, Arsenal, Chelsea, Manchester United, Tottenham Hotspurs and Burnley. From here we could compare that the results are not as accurate, but it is almost similar to the ones that we got from here. Wolves finished 7th, while in the Football Manager game Wolves finished 15th scorers for the season. The top scorers for the season being Mohamed Salah, tied with Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang and Sadio Mane with 22 goals. The 4th top highest scorer being Sergio Aguero with 21 goals and Jamie Vardy with 18 goals. Now let us see from this simulation how it is. The highest goal scorer is Leroy Sané of Manchester City with 22 goals, followed by Roberto Firmino with 21 goals and Mohamed Salah with 20 goals. If we compare that to the real life table, we only have Mohamed Salah with 22 goals, while here in this video game Mohamed Salah scores 20 goals and Leroy Sané scores 22 goals, almost accurate to the highest goal scored in the real life table. In the real life table, we could see that Eden Hazard collected as much as 15 assists, followed by Ryan Fraser with 14, Christian Eriksen with 12, Trent Alexander-Arnold with 12 and Andrew Robertson with 11 assists. In the Football Manager game, we could see that the most assists was accumulated by Kevin De Bruyne with 12 assists, followed by Julian Weigl 11 assists, Mohamed Salah 11 assists and Seamus Coleman 9 assists. There are no similarities with the current real life table as we see from here, but it is interesting to see that the top teams are currently dominating the assist charts with 12 and 11 respectively. Now we focus on the disciplinary record that has happened in the Football Manager simulation. You can see here that the highest amount of yellow cards would be 12, accumulated by Seamus Coleman of Everton, followed by Matthias Jorgensen from Huddersfield with 12 as well, tied with Yerry Mina of Everton with 10 yellow cards and Ander Herrera from Manchester United with 10 yellow cards. Jamie Vardy as well collected 10 yellow cards, and as well as the defender from Burnley, Ben Mee, who accumulated 10 yellow cards. Now we compare those results with real life ones. You can see here Etienne Capoue from Watford collected 14 yellow cards, which is 2 more higher than the simulated version. Fabian Schär of Newcastle got 12 yellow cards, Jefferson Lerma got 12 yellow cards, Holebas got 12 yellow cards, Ryan Bennett with 12 yellow cards, and Socrates Papastopoulos got 12 yellow cards. Now, the simulation almost shows that the number of yellow cards collected is almost the same, but being in real life, we have Etienne Capoue with 14 yellow cards. Now we move on to red cards. Let's see who collected the highest one. Conor Coady of Wolves collected 3 yellow cards throughout the 25 matches that he played, followed by Taras Stepanenko from Tottenham Hotspurs with 3 yellow cards, on the third being Danny Rose from Spurs and Marouane Fellaini with Everton with 2 yellow cards. Now let us see from the real life result. The highest amount of red card was collected by Pierre-Emile Højbjerg with 2 yellow cards, followed by Wes Morgan of Leicester City, Aaron Wan-Bissaka with 1 yellow card, Maitland-Niles with 1 yellow card, as well as again we could see that the yellow cards collected highest in the simulation has accumulated to 3, while the real life ones is accumulated to 2, with max. It is almost similar to the video simulation one, but we could see there are still some inaccuracies, which is still okay. Now let us look at the clean sheet aspect. Clean sheet meaning the amount of matches that the players were able to get 0 goals conceded. Now from here we could see that clean sheet has the highest amount of clean sheet being 21, which is Liverpool, followed by Manchester United with 18, Manchester City with 16, and Chelsea with 14. You could see here Liverpool only conceded 22 goals and they kept a clean sheet of 21 clean sheets. So compare that with the real results. Wow, astonishingly, it is the same with the last season's result. Liverpool collecting 21 clean sheets, while the second one being Manchester City with 20, followed by Chelsea with 16 and Everton with 14. There are some differences though, with Manchester United being second, while in the real life one is Manchester City with 20 clean sheets. Now, from the simulated version, we could see that Manchester United getting 18, Manchester City getting 16. In real life, Manchester City got 20, while Manchester United got only 7. They are ranked 15 in this one. You can see the results over here. The team with the least amount of clean sheets being Huddersfield, Cardiff City and Newcastle United, 2, 4 and 5. Now if you could see the real life version, it is Huddersfield with 5 clean sheets, Fulham with 5, West Ham with 7. It is different from the one that we collected. We could see Huddersfield being bottom with 2. Well, the results are still the same, they are still bottom of the league with clean sheets. But in the real life one, they collected 5. For this one, they collected only 2, followed by Cardiff City with 4 and Newcastle with 5. Over here, we could see Fulham collected 5, while West Ham collected only 7. The last stat that we would like to compare right now is the amount of passes completed. In this table, we could see that Manchester City dominated with a passing completion of 70% with 10,627 passes completed throughout 38 matches, followed by Liverpool with 10,582 with 69 completion rate. Chelsea followed on third with 10,186 with 72 percentage of completion, while Manchester United got 9,928 passes with 77 completion rate. Now let's compare that stat with real life. Over here, we could see that Manchester City completed a staggering amount of 26,581 passes completed, followed by Chelsea with 25,070 passes, Liverpool with 23,638, and Tottenham Hotspurs with 21,295. Now, if we compare that stat with the simulated version, we could see that here it's only 10,000, while the real life one it's 16,000 more, which shows that real life football is actually much more tense than compared to the ones that we are simulating right now. Let's see who completed the least amount of passes in the real life situation. Over here we could see Cardiff completed with 10,226, which is compared to the real result, it is almost similar to third place here, Chelsea, with 10,186. While in the simulated version, we could see that the least amount of passes completed being Crystal Palace with 7,263. Interesting stat, to be honest.